show races in the football stadium at Veltins. Has that put her off? She didn't shoot so well there, surprisingly.
Again, a good corner from Sophie Boye. That will certainly help her close a fraction of a second or so on the race leaders. Petrushina starting to push hard.
I think Boye just showing us that a background in alpine skiing, it really is important to attack these corners, and she did it so well. Oh, that hurt the head.
Well, we're building to what could be a fantastic climax here in Oberhof. There you see the top three teams only separated by 34 seconds. 5 minutes ago, the top 6 were within 30 seconds, but there have been a few changes with that last standing shoot. But for the crowd and their interest, they're delighted to see that Germany are still in the running. Germany and France pretty much level. The team in blue, wearing bib number 2, Elena Petrushina of Ukraine, have built themselves a very, very handy lead. They're some 25 seconds clear of Germany and France. We've seen plenty of falls. The latest victim was Katerina Shamilova of Russia, Mike, and that's done some damage because the Russians were within 40 seconds. They're now 56 seconds behind the race leaders.
Yes, she took an awful impact on the head when she fell backwards. In fact, they're 1 minute 18 behind now because of that fall. And when you fall backwards, the first thing to make contact with the snow is the wooden part, the rifle stock, so therefore the barrel comes so fast into your head.
So away go Ukraine, just 6,000 meters and 10 targets between them and a famous victory. Vita Symirienko it is, who takes the anchor leg. She's hugely experienced, but more importantly, she's had a very good season so far. Lying 13th in the World Cup standings, she'll have the confidence to take on the pros, certainly. Here we see the replacement pole. Good work from the Russian team, but I think you can see from the expression on her face, she's got a sore head.
She had to ski an awful long way with just that one pole from the corner where she fell.
Germany and France are going off side by side. Germany have been up and down. Those 2 penalty loops skied by Miriam Göstner cost them dear. The French, though, they've suffered as well, with Brunet on the very first leg, missing targets and losing a lot of ground on the first leg. So France have recovered well, 43.3 behind. Ukraine, Mike, effectively 3 spare rounds and half a penalty loop ahead.
It's a comfortable place to be, but we've seen Vita Symirienko struggle a little with the pressure in the past, and she certainly, her facial expressions when she set off, I thought she looked petrified. It's a new experience for her out front for the Ukraine at this stage, the last leg in a relay, and oh, she's hurting.
Russia now relying on Olga Vilakina. And Vilakina, the best of the Russians in the World Cup so far this year, lying in 6th place. A really good result so far for the Italians. Nicole Gontier handing over to Alexia Rungaldier. Vera Oberhof doing the first 2 legs. That's a fine performance by them. 1:38 behind. They finished, as their number would suggest, down in 11th in the first World Cup of the season. And they were well over 2.5 minutes behind the race leaders.
Well, from 1st to 6th and a 2-minute gap. That's such a pity for Poland. It's not over yet, though, for Poland. That 2 minutes, as we see, so many things can happen, as we saw with Norway.
Is it over for Norway? 2 minutes 19. We always say in the men's race, a minute at the last exchange is about as much as you can pray for to be able to come back from that. 2 minutes 19, it will be the greatest recovery in a relay, should it happen and Tora Berger come through to win.
There's one certainty, though, that on these hills, on every part of the track, Tora Berger is going to be attacking and attacking, trying to close the gaps.
Will she do that, or will she say, I'm too far behind, I'll save something for the individual races later this week?
you wouldn't hold it against her if she did that, but no, she's racing for Norway, and I honestly think she will give it everything. She won't care about her own personal races. She's got the Norwegian bib on, she's been selected, and I think she will give it everything.
2 minutes 19 behind Ukraine, but you can take 46 seconds off that, so just over a minute and a half behind second place, which is a much more realistic target for the Norwegians. Russia. Olga Vilakina.
I think Vilakina's a safe bet on the shooting range and under the pressure.
Durant safely round, and Nadine Horschler looks pretty solid. I don't think we'll see too many mistakes from either of those two. You mentioned the Alpine background, Mike. I've always thought that a number of teams ignore that side of the training, the downhill side of it.
It's got to be the easiest method to improve. You know, if you are losing percentages on those corners, which many of the athletes we've seen today are very tense, they put the brakes on. It's got to be the easiest method to improve your overall performance, is just to improve your cornering, and it's gravity assisted. Get on a gentle downhill slope, practice tight corners. It's easy. Nadine Horschler, never having taken the closing stage or the last leg in a relay before for Germany, she must be feeling the pressure.
Still has plenty of experience racing at IBU Cup level. She's 26 now, and if she's going to make herself a permanent fixture in the German A team, she needs a good result here today. That pressure may not help, but she knows just how important that is, and if she does do well and she proves that she can race in front of the home fans, I think the German selectors will look on her very favourably in future races. China have been lapped, Russia coming through, and the Russians losing a lot of time. I think they're now over 1 minute behind. They were 1:18 and they're now 1:27. Here comes Tora Berger. She's been left an awful lot to do today. 2 minutes 19 was the initial margin, and as far as I can see, she's not made up any ground in the opening kilometre, because Elena Podryshna, or I should say Vita Semelienko, who took over from Elena Podryshna, is skiing very, very swiftly indeed. Italy's Nicole Gontier.
I think this is an absolute up-and-coming team. The young Italians, they're a very young team, been developed now from the age of, what, 12, 13, and just coming good now today.
Shamray is the Ukrainian coach, and he'll be scoping and hoping for 5 solid hits. This is where you can't afford to make mistakes.
Hear the spectators there, they're cheering now as Nadine comes through Horschler.
Well, not a single reaction to those hits from Semelienko, and you have to applaud what she's just achieved there, Mike, because that was very, very solid indeed. It was fast, it was accurate, and she's without a doubt maintained at least a 45-second lead going into the penultimate loop.
It was totally fearless. She got down into position quickly and no hesitation between each shot.
And crucially was away from the mat before the others came in to distract her. Chance for France to strike. Well done to Doreen Abert. Difficult to concentrate once the crowd, the partisan crowd, should we call it, switch into life. And now Germany are going to be fighting for a podium finish again.
Flicker of hope for the Russians just coming in now, Vilakina, but that flicker is fading.
Well, what a contrast from at this stage in the third leg, Mike, where the top 6 teams were separated by just 19 seconds. Now a massive 42-second margin between first and second.
The new Russian rifle, you can just see the different recocking mechanism. It's an Ishmash. But that's a bad start for Vilakina.
Well, it's left Germany off the hook slightly. Oof. Penalty loops now for Russia. Well, the Norwegians have been there. The Germans, of course, have been there. Oh, 2 penalty loops for Russia, and suddenly Norway have a chance, but Tora Berger, who was 2:19 behind, I don't think, Mike, she's made up too much time on that first lap.
It doesn't appear to. She's going to shoot fast now, though, you would expect from Tora Berger, and this is where she'll make time.
Nice to hear a few Norwegians in the crowd, and in fact the Germans do appreciate anyone who's at the top of their game. They always used to give Bjorn Dahlen a huge reception here, and I suspect they will, should he get a race in this round of the World Cup. The men, just a reminder, racing in their relay at the same time tomorrow night, so I hope you can join us for that. On the men's front, Germany, Russia, France. But France maybe without Martin Fourcade, not quite such a strong force.
And Czech Republic now coming well and truly into that big name frame. And I understand that Jaroslav Sukup, he's making a comeback after a very, very bad mountain bike crash in August.
Well, Tora Berger's certainly not hanging around. She's just overtaken the Italians, gone past Alexia Rungaldier without any problem at all. Now closing on Poland and the Bulgarians, who've already been lapped, so don't take them into account.
Tora Berger not quite as attacking and flowing as we saw before Christmas. Looking a little tired.
Well under control for Tora Berger at the moment. Norway currently 2:22, so she's gained nothing but lost nothing significant at the moment. I guess she's just got to hope that something goes catastrophically wrong with one of the leading teams. Ukraine, France, Germany, the leading 3 teams as we approach the final shoot. Well, welcome back to the climax of this women's relay, only the second relay of the season, 4x6 kilometers. It's been wet, windy, rainy, as you can see on some of the shots, and very, very misty, but still the performances have been outstanding. Shooting wise, Mike, we've seen a few penalty loops, but most teams have only had one disaster.
That's right, and well, the Ukrainians, they've only used 4 spare bullets, so no penalty loops, and it's the same with the French team in second place, but Germany, penalty loop 2 times, same with Poland, and the same with the Norwegians in 5th place.
Well, an 81% hit rate for the lady, about to take her position in lane number 1 in the stand position, so if she can keep that going, she will certainly clear all 5 targets with the 8 rounds that she has. If she hits 4 of the first 5, I think victory is pretty much assured. Why not do it in style? Well, that will do. That will do. OK, 3 rounds now to clear that last target, and still the next team have yet to take their place on the firing point. Down it goes, no mistake whatsoever, and the Ukrainian team